Alright guys, welcome back. If you are new here, welcome. I am a Windows user who promotes some forms of Linux, but for this one, this is in response to a comment I did on a video about a previous Linux phone that failed. That was the Pine Phone Pro, which came out a few years ago with really bad low-end specs. That was a $400 phone with a 720 screen, a 3000 milliamp battery. I mean, it was more than bad. It was laughable. I predicted that phone would fail. It didn't sell much, and that's exactly what happened. Brax 3, this is new to me. We'll take a look at the specs on this. Will this phone fail? Well, I'll give you my thoughts about this. I know nothing about this phone, this company. It's available for pre-orders, as you see here. It is a powerful, privacy-focused smartphone with open source software. And I have to be honest, my first thought was Ajax. Brax, Ajax. Hey, I'm in New York. It's my New York sense of humor. What can I say? So, all right. So, a powerful privacy-focused, a powerful privacy-focused smartphone with open source software, guaranteed updates, and long-term repairability. Control your data without giving up everyday features. I think that's great, except for one little thing. I believe that privacy, the way I would define privacy, does not exist anymore on the web. I think technology, I think the internet destroyed privacy, true privacy, years ago. But that's my personal thought. You may differ, and that's okay. However, anything that sends out less data, less telemetry, less of yourself, I'm in 100%. So let's take a look at this and see what we have. This is from the Brax website. All right, we're here to help you to fix mobile tech. What people say about us. Looks like we have some happy consumers. Happy Hermit says, I have a Brax 2, the Googled privacy phone. He loves it. That's terrific. You can stay up to date. And this looks like, looking at the photo here, this looks to be like a modular phone, which I think that's cool. Looks like you can change the battery and the components from what I see. And if that's true, I think that's awesome. Yeah, and you can sign up for more information here. So let's take a look at this. Now, personally, I like normally Samsung and Motorola phones. I like features like a 1080p screen, stereo speakers. Those two are must-have. Oh, and a 5000 milliamp battery. You give me those three features, which today aren't that much special, I'm in. I don't know if this phone has that. All right, a 6.5-inch display, 90 hertz. That's good. Let's see. Let's take a look at the specs here. Again, I am new to all this. I know nothing about this except looking here at the website as a potential buyer. All right, main camera. Let's see if I can see some specs at 30 frames per second. Is this a 1080p screen? It does not say here. Scratch resistant. That's good. We got some dimensions, the weight. All that is fine, but so far I need more information on the 1080p screen. It does have a selfie camera. Without the phone in front of me, I don't know the quality of the cameras. Of course, in Motorola's and Samsung, lower price phones, they are perfectly fine. Yeah, we'll have to keep looking here and see the quality of the display. This right now, looking at the specs here, this is not telling me enough. All right, processor, MediaTek, what's that, 6300? Octa-core, 8 gigs of RAM. That's fine. Yeah, without doing research on this, I don't know about the speed of this, but I suspect it will be fast enough for a phone in this price range. I think this is about the same price range, maybe a little bit less. I'll have to take a look. Aha, 5000 milliamp battery. I'm in for that because, as Schwarzenegger would say, I need more power. Yes, Arnold, we do. All right, connectivity, 5G is good. All right, so far so good. Just have to get more information, and I don't see anything here about stereo speakers. Got to have that. All right, this is a fully de-Googled Android phone with iODOS. E-I-E-I-O, Old MacDonald had a farm. I-O-D-O, sorry, it doesn't get, that's just my New York attitude, drinking some coffee. All right, so this has built-in ad blocking, internet traffic analysis, app privacy controls, parental controls. That's awesome. Ubuntu Touch. This has Ubuntu Touch. I don't know anything about that lately. Back then when it came out, it wasn't that good. If I recall, it's Ubuntu Touch is free from built-in telemetry. That's good. You guys who have Ubuntu Touch phones, please let me know. I wish I could tell you more about this, but without having the phone in front of me, I can only go by looking at the specs as a potential buyer. Your phone shouldn't track you to sell ads. True. iODOS includes a system-wide ad and tracker blocker, stopping known advertisers and analytics service before they can connect. Okay, that's all good. And you have App Bomber security, Open App Store, convergence. If I had this phone and Ubuntu Touch was not enough for me, I would probably delete this and install Lineage OS. I really like Lineage OS. But the specs so far are really good. All right, Android 14. I believe Android 15 was just released, but Android 14 is okay. I still have that on my Moto Edge phone from a few years ago. Security updates up until 2030. So that's, 5 years from now at least? That is awesome. So the specs so far, again, I need to look to see about the screen and the stereo speakers. But yeah, the specs so far are fine for the price point. I do like the 5-year support. I believe my Samsung Galaxy, the A series, gives me 4 years of support. So this is actually better. All right, can I change the OS after purchase? Yes. Great. So if you wanted to install, say, Lineage OS, you can, and that's nice. I have Lineage OS on my Moto G7 Plus phone, by the way. All right. How many active SIM profiles? It looks like 2. Is Brax 3 compatible with my mobile carrier? Brax 3 is compatible with most mobile carriers worldwide. All right, so you'll have to check compatibility. Please refer to the article it says here. Can you unlock the bootloader? Yes. The Brax 3 allows you to manually unlock. Okay, well, so far the features are what they should be so far. Looks like we have some milestone funding. Looks like they collected more than $1 million. In today's world, $1 million really is not a lot of money. However, for a project like this, maybe that's enough. As I drink some more coffee. All right, so I need to get, again, more information. I wear contacts, usually glasses, so for me a 1080 screen is imperative. Don't really need OLED, but at least that. And stereo speakers got to have that because I'm always playing some kind of tunes or podcast on my phone. All right, so looks like $1.7 million so far. That's awesome. The Brax 3 phone was fully funded in 4 days. That's great. Community reward, a micro SD card comes for you. If you order this, that's great. Micro SD card options are nice. Welcome to the surveillance economy. Oh, yeah, man, it's bad. Your phone is sharing more personal information than you think. That is true. Yeah, so with Brax 3, no big tech, no advertisers, and so on. Here's some pictures here, some more highlights. Maybe I can get more information on display here. Of course, fully de-Googled, fully private. I believe the phone is fully private. That is, but the web isn't private. That's the problem. So privacy in today's world just doesn't exist the way you and I would define privacy. I'm sorry. There are so many ways to lose your privacy without even using a phone. Brax Technologies. Oh, he's from New York, like I am. Cool. Oh, man, now I have to buy this phone, right? You see what I'm saying? Maybe. But that's a fair price for a phone like this. I do like the modular part of the phone. All right, Ubuntu Touch, again, lately, I don't know if this is going to be enough. Again, I think Lineage OS is good, and maybe Ubuntu Touch is good enough. The exact delivery date for Ubuntu Touch is yet to be confirmed. Porting UB Touch is a more complex process than an Android ROM. That's not good. So delays should be expected. That's not good. That's not encouraging. But it is what it is. All right, here we go. Display 6.5-inch screen, 1612 by 720. Oh, boo. I want a 1080p. Well, The rest of it, let's see, Dimensity 6300, 8 gigs of RAM, Wi-Fi camera, Bluetooth, battery 5000 milliamps is good, and a fingerprint sensor. Audio jack is cool. Micro SD card support is cool, but the display is not for me. Yeah, so this phone would not be for me. I got to have at least a 1080p minimum, and I'm not seeing that, so this is not for me. All right, CPU performance. Yeah, these specs are fine. I do appreciate the 90 hertz refresh rate for smoother operation. All right, let's see here. Global coverage. Looks like we have all the major carriers. I do not see Verizon. That's interesting. That may limit your usage of the phone if this is accurate. I don't know. Okay, yeah, modular phone. That is so cool. Looking at the photos here, I think that's very cool. Yeah, I like that. The fact, at the very least, that you can change the battery, I think is awesome. All right, what's in the box? Looks like a phone case. I appreciate that. A cable. I appreciate that. All right, user manual, SIM tray pin, and of course the phone itself. That's cool. All right, let's see here. Looks like we have a video here. Project timeline. And looks like the last update was March. So this is August. That's a little slow. But maybe that's normal for a project like this. Looks like the next step will be beta testing. Okay. Some more photos here. And here's a quick video on the behind the scenes of the making of the phone. That's cool. I don't know, guys. I mean, I think the price of the phone is definitely affordable. I think having a modular phone is really cool, especially at the very least to change the battery. Because with a lot of phones, I'm guessing the phone is usable, but it doesn't hold a charge anymore. And that kind of sucks where the phone is sealed. Yeah, you can change the battery in a sealed phone, but you can break something if you don't know what you're doing. So that part's really cool. The fact that it's a privacy-focused phone, even though there is no web privacy, as it were, sending out less telemetry, I think, is awesome. The less of yourself is always good on the web. The ad blocking features and privacy features and all that is superb. Really good. Like I said, I think the price is fair. However, for me, as a consumer, you know, with Samsung, Motorola, and I use, for Linux, I use Linux Mint and Chromebooks. As a consumer, I got to have a 1080p screen, stereo speakers, and we do have the 5000 milliamp battery. But without the 1080p and stereo speakers, that's a deal breaker for me, just for me. For you, it may not matter, and that's fine. 3,900 backers here on Indiegogo. I think that's fantastic. Yeah, I guess it all comes down to what's a good deal for you. For me, the price is right, but the features aren't right. Yeah, maybe if I had the phone in front of me, playing with it, I'm like, okay, it doesn't have the features I want, but this is something I could live with. Again, I'm just trying to be fair about this, but just reading about the features, what I see here, this phone is not for me. Like I said, I'm always playing some form of music on my phone here as I'm, cleaning in the garage or doing something. Got to have that, and a little bit nicer screen would help since I wear glasses and contact lenses sometimes. I don't need an OLED screen. That would be nice, but I don't think this has it, and that's okay. Again, these are just personal consumer preferences on this type of phone. If you have the previous phone, let me know what you guys think. If you know more about Brax, let me know. Post everything in the comments below. If you would like to sponsor a live show about phones, let me know.